Well, my guest today is Richard Richards, who maybe has the best name in the entire finance universe. Thank you, my friend, for joining us today. Richard is with First National, which outside the big six banks is the largest lender for mortgages. Is that correct, Richard?
That's correct. We are the largest one lender in Canada.
And you've been in the industry now for about 14 years, 9 years with First National. And I don't think when people talk about career changes, I get mocked sometimes from going from media and radio to the mortgage industry. Your story is just about a close second, though. You were a trained airplane technician, correct? Aircraft tech?
That's correct. I graduated at BCIT in Vancouver. Um, you know, I've always wanted to work in planes. I want to go in a hangar every day, and that was my whole plan. But unfortunately, when I graduated, before I graduated, 9/11 happened. And so that whole industry shut down just as we speak right now. The airline industry
Right.
is hurting right now. And so here I am sitting after going to school. I'm looking forward to doing my apprenticeship, and I got to start making money. I'm sick of getting broke. So nobody wakes up and say, I want to be an account manager, or I want to be an underwriter, or I want to be a mortgage broker. Unless you're a family member of yours or a good friend of yours are in the industry, then you may be enticed to do so. But I looked around and did my research, and I said, you know what, the next lucrative industry or career is real estate. And I look back and I don't want to be a real estate agent. So I was fortunate enough to be 14 years in the business now. Because when you ask me how long have you been there, I'm like, I've been First National for 9 years, going to 10. But how long have I really been in the business? Yeah, 14 years. And you know what? I've never looked back, and I enjoy every single day that I'm in this business.
Well, and you know what? You've experienced financial crisis in the industry through '08 and what that looked like from the real estate side of things. And now we're in unprecedented territory. And one of the things that I think sticks out right now is that this is the first time I think we've ever seen the financial industry sort of bind together to help people out in a way we've never seen before. What does that look like from the inside out on the lender's side of the coin? Because we see it a lot of the time, and our clients see it from the borrower standpoint, and we see what's happening in the media and that kind of thing. But on your side, from the lender's perspective, what does that look like for you guys, and what has this whole last 8 weeks been like?
It's been crazy. I'll tell you, our phone lines, our emails are bombarded with deferred payments and so forth. But it's business as usual. We try to keep up and cope with all the changes. As far as I know, there's only about maybe 5 people going to our head office now. Everybody is working from home. Could you just imagine the amount of work that IT had to go through? But it's insane. I mean, I think if there's any department that is even more so appreciated now, is that department. But if you think of it this way, how we keep up with it is there. Business still has to go through. There's still purchases that has to go through, and we had to sit down and come up with the plans as to how can we try to make this as smooth as possible. We all know it's not going to be smooth. Everyone's going through some changes, but we got to give credit to everybody that we try to make it as seamless as possible. Mortgage brokers, realtors, appraisers. Now we have virtual appraisal reports that are being accepted. Insurers, lenders, investors. Everyone's worked through, and I think as a whole we've done a really good job.
I think one of the things from this side of the crisis is that I don't think we've ever seen banks and lenders and financial institutions all kind of rolling in the same direction the way we've seen right now. And the sole goal is to keep people in their homes, provide some short-term relief, and some short-term guidance to get people through this, because it's not going to be a forever situation. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No. So when the big banks came out and stepped up and said, we're going to start doing deferred payments, that was given. We're not in mortgage lenders. We're not in the business of taking care of properties, administering properties. We're not that. We're in the business of we lend you the money to buy the property, and we just take the payments. Now, it'll actually cost us more money if we were to defer or taking actions given the situation we're in to actually take over those properties. We're not in the business for that. Taking the deferred payments, what most people don't realize is that we are still making those payments for them, for the clients.
So
We've made commitment to our investors that, given the situation that we're in, we're making those payments for them. So we're just deferring these payments. If you ask now and say, why don't we just all, as a whole, as an industry, you guys have a lot of money to just defer all 6 months of it. Could you imagine if we all did that, if every single mortgage payment's deferred? First National administer about 130 million, somewhere around 130 billion dollars of mortgages alone. That's not, we don't know what the banks are doing. I'm sure they're just tremendous amount of money. Could you imagine how much of 6 payments of that would be, and how much that would hurt the whole economy? And don't forget, there's also, so we're thinking of mortgages being deferred. How about car payments? How about insurance payments? How about credit card payments? All that liquidity of money coming in are now going to be stopped. So it's just not, it's not possible to do it.
So from your standpoint, from the lender's point of view, I know you and I talked a little bit about this before we started the call, but can you kind of explain to the average consumer how money flows through the system like that? And when the flow of money coming in stops, the impact and dominoes that fall behind the scenes that the average consumer doesn't know about.
Okay, so given the situation that we're in now, the banks are probably seeing deposits are down. Income is much, much less. That affects their bottom line, their deposit of what they can lend out. On top of that, you're missing payments on credit cards, on mortgage payments, on your car loan. So those interests are being lost, which we then take to lend out to consumers. So we need that money or that liquidity to be able to lend out. So you got to spend money to make money, if that makes any sense. Where you got to pay your debt, so then again we can go back and lend some more.
Money's flowing through the system, right?
It's a cycle, and if payments are being missed, there's just less money going around.
What have you seen on a personal level from clients, homeowners, friends, and family? What trends are you noticing, or what do you think might need to be addressed?
We need to address the fact that deferred payments are intended for the people that have been financially been affected by this. If you haven't been financially been affected by COVID-19, you shouldn't be calling and bombarding the lines with deferred payments. It's funny, I'm getting calls to reverse the deferred payments now because it's earning interest, right?
Yeah.
And when they realize that, I haven't, or that client haven't really been affected by it, and they can still afford to make those payments, they realize maybe I should just make those payments because it's not a freebie. It's intended for people that need it, and let's keep it that way.
And I think to your point, when you're looking at people who are in need of monthly cash flow right now, like money to pay the bills and put food on the table, the deferred payments from the mortgage free up some of that cash flow to come in. And you're right, it's not free. It does come at an interest cost, which when you compare the interest on, say, a mortgage payment or a mortgage deferral to that of a line of credit, a credit card, a home equity type loan, or even a payday loan, some of the more predatory lenders out there, you're really, in the long run, it's probably the cheapest money right now to borrow, right?
Absolutely. If you can't afford to make that payment, I mean, the interest should be your last concern. The fact that no one's taking any actions to penalize you on not making those payments. Also, don't forget, First National is not reporting any of those deferred payments to the creditors, to credit
right, to Equifax and TransUnion.
Right, Equifax or TransUnion. So it's business as usual. I think we're going to look back 2-3 years from now. If some people, a client of ours, is now applying for a loan, we see missed payments. I mean, it's common sense. We live through it. We'll say, 2-3 years from now, it's COVID-19. Sure.
Right.
So there's a lot of human touch coming out of this. I think we're all thinking outside of the box and just trying to make it as smooth as possible with the transition.
Before we let you go, what advice would you give for somebody right now who has either lost their job short term or had an income interruption short term, or possibly those people that may not have jobs to go back to that are long term, that are genuinely concerned about staying in their house? Anything come to mind for those folks?
Um, well, if you look at, I like looking at the positive things of it. If a lot of us are being affected by this, and I feel the people that have, that are coming back and they may not have any work when this is all that. But if you look at the bigger picture, it's not isolated. It's the whole country. It's the whole world. If you think about it, you're not the only person that lost your job, right? And I think the Canadian government has done a really good job in helping out. I think the checks might have been slow in the making, but people will lose jobs now. Small businesses are going to be affected, but there'll be new jobs being created as we go. IT, Zoom. So some businesses may have closed, but some businesses are flourishing. I don't know if you saw in the news, Amazon orders are through the roof.
Yeah, because people are looking to shop somewhere.
People are still looking to spend money, but if you think about it, the good thing out of this is maybe you should get your business online. And people have been trying away from it and shying away from this. Maybe that's a takeaway from all of this. Maybe your business, Bill Gates said it, if your business is not online, maybe it should.
Well,
Right?
and in times of crisis, there's always opportunity for individuals, for businesses, for investors, for there's one of the things one of the themes that came out of, we were on a conference call with Darren Hardy last week and Gary Morris, our CEO from Dominion Lending, and one of the things that Darren brought up was the fact that in these times when people have extra time on their hands, when they're not working or they've been put off work, what can people do with that time to acquire a new skill, learn something, perhaps learning how to build a website online, taking an online course or something to increase your skill sets and increase your values. So, we're just not watching TV to the end of Netflix. Have you gotten to the point where you've taken anything new on?
You know what? Like I said earlier today, I personally don't like going on webinars, but this I got to get comfortable with. I got to get comfortable with what I'm uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
Because this is not how we're going to do business. I feel weird. At first I was a little bit hesitant, but yeah, I think we're all learning from this. This is going to be our new norm, and unfortunately, but I'm people working from home. I've got mortgage brokers calling me every day, and they're actually more productive. They're more productive, and they find that they're getting a lot of things done. Unfortunately, they had to cut off some hours of their assistants because they're actually sitting at home. They're working that full 8 hours, that full 10 hours, versus your regular day. You're actually in front of your desk for maybe 3, 4 because of all these distractions from going from one appointment to another, putting on gas, going out for lunch, meeting up people. You're just sitting on your desk and focusing on the actual legwork.
Yeah. And I think I know a couple of brokers that in our company that have sat down to do some reevaluation to streamline their processes, fine tune their customer connections, relook at how to better use their databases to stay in contact with people. That stuff that in the ABC of life of what I got to get done every day, some of these jobs may be considered a C in a busy day, but now they're being moved up to B's and A's, and their business is coming out stronger for it. So that's been a weird spin-off.
Absolutely. I think if you're if you're been shying away from technology, now is the time to embrace, because if you don't do it, you're not going to make it.
Yeah. Listen, my friend, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate your expertise and experience, and I hope people have taken some value out of this today and got a bit of a different perspective on this whole situation. And if people want more information, what's the best way to get in touch with First National?
Feel free to email me or call me. You have my information. I'm always available. The insights that I've given, that these are all personal insights, but I think we're all in the same direction. and just keep plugging away.
Stay safe, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.